you. So sorry for any strange happenings with my computer. It said you're disconnected from everything, and it just like started closing boxes, and I was like, wait. So let's try that again. Why don't we have a recap, Sav? Sav, tell us what happened while my computer freaked out.
Really nothing happened.
Great!
We were all about to plan our move.
Perfect! Okay.
You got stuck in a very, compromised pose. And
well, perfect. That's also another metaphor for my life.
You're
stuck in a compromised position. So, speaking of a compromised position, I'd like to move this table to block that door.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Can I do these? I'd like to run over there and just be like, and just push it up next to the door.
Which way does the door open?
It opens inward. So.
Okay.
Towards us.
Cool.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Sweet.
That way, if nothing else, it can't, just come barreling through.
Yeah.
They'll have to come in one at a time.
I think I'll slap the glyph of paralysis on the door.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Smart.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Step back. That's what I'm gonna do.
Get the hell out of the way. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right?
Yeah, I will move out of the way of the moving door.
Didn't really mean to do that. I just wanted to get the info to show.
It was all good.
Doesn't that take a minute to do?
It does.
Mm.
Anyway, there's the info.
I will make. I guess I could make a strength if you'd like. To push this table.
Fairly large table.
I was about to say, it's a big one, and it's wooden, so that would be a 9, 10, 14.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Oh no, more of these things. What should I do? Explode!
Bro, did you get a haircut? Because it looks great.
I did, thank you.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
I just have to say that. Right before combat, you should know you're looking killer.
You look fabulous.
You look
You
good.
look so nice.
Your character's dead.
Yeah,
You're
but at
looking
least you look
stunning.
good.
Yeah. You're looking great,
You're
my
dead,
friend.
but you're looking good.
Alright, stop it. Making me blush, but also continue.
But please don't, actually. Alright.
Went through the turn order up there, so.
Oh, perfect. Rolling that in.
Yeah, we should do that. The initiative.
12.
12?
8,
Alright, me roll managed to.
10,
we
12.
have-
12 as well for old Murdy.
Just Dex, right? Again? Right?
12. I'm sorry. Yeah, 12. I can math.
Also,
God, so low.
Also 12?
12.
Did we all roll
all go
12?
at the same time.
Because we're standing behind the same table.
I don't know that there's actually rules to see who goes first before this. Would you guys like to decide who goes?
I'm good to go at the end of the turn order because most of my stuff is going to be support anyway.
I'll go second. We can have Murdy go first out of us.
Okay, Murdy's first. I put a table in the way. Did they roll higher than us?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going first. I'll wait.
So.
I got the table in the way. Flown like 5 feet.
Yeah.
our first friend that busts through the door is going to have a nasty surprise, so that'll be fine.
And there's going to be just below. What you hear is the thump of against the door. You see loose dirt and I can't not talk today. I'm so fucking brain fried. And dust,
It is okay.
and dust sort of like spews out from the creaks and creases in the door as something large slams up against it. You hear it groan and creak like it's about ready to snap open.
Okay. Great. I kind of ask everybody to like back up a little bit, like make some space because they may actually come barreling through here.
Turn around, we're like 15 feet behind you.
Yep.
Too late.
Is that both their turns?
Yes, it is.
All right. Murdy is going to. I know they're up against the door. I'm gonna punch through the door at whatever's on the other side.
Okay.
All right. So I will make that. Don't laugh. It's true. I'm gonna use my gauntlets. Gauntlets of power activate. Did it roll?
Go, Power
Yeah.
Rangers.
Oh man, that's 5, 10, 14.
14. What kind of AC bonus should I give for a door?
None, because it's got a fist through it.
I'll give it +2. That actually is going to be just enough to.
Hot dog. I imagine it's like a solid hole. Like I don't want to like break the door open as much as just like punch
Right.
straight through it without them being able to see. So take 11.
11 points. Oh, I
Damn
didn't
it.
Take 11. That's too freaking
It's
much.
a lot of damage.
That is.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled that 6, and then I get that +1 for gauntlets, and I get that 4 for all that brawling business.
So this ancient wood, which is sort of
Punch
dry,
power.
rotted at this point from so many years underground, you just slam your fist through it. Wood splinters in all directions. You hear the sound of "Arr!" as it's then like backs up a step as your fist plants into its nose, and you can already see like blood dripping from it as it like
Surprise,
looks up at you through the door.
I probably like drop to the top of the table and like dwarf roll to the left so that I can set up the hole for arrows now. You can just start lobbing arrows through.
Did someone say arrows?
I thought you would like that. I immediately turned to you and like point at the hole, like go, go.
Go, 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 move, move, move.
Move, move, move.
I will attempt to shoot them
Okay.
through the hole. That is going to be an 8.
An 8 will not hit.
Figures.
So you aim for the hole, and you just sort of like right just to the side of it. You hear the arrow thunk into the wood and shake.
I am going to take a couple steps back. But yeah, cool.
Alwyn.
All right. Well, my glyph was on the door. I
Can
don't know if that's
Can
so
it
true
still
now.
be? Like what? Can I punched
You didn't-
above it? That because I don't know why I imagine it like a solid circular glyph in my brain hole.
I'm thinking it probably encompasses the
The
door
whole
because it needs to
door?
be large. It needs to be large enough for something to step into or on. So
Oh.
maybe you punched in the center of it and it's fine.
I was thinking, would she not have synced that off then?
I was about to say, did I
It specifically says any enemy.
Okay.
So I think she's safe.
not today.
Been perfect to get my vengeance bar.
Fill that bar.
It literally says any
Three
enemy
punches.
the first enemy that moves it within 2 yards triggers it. So I think it's
Oh, okay.
no friendly fire with it.
Or
Thank
he
God.
just freezes and stuck in the door.
As funny as that would be, I didn't want that to potentially be the case, so I read it carefully. But I'm gonna move over here,
Mhm.
and I guess I'll just pew pew with some arcane lance, because why the hell not?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Knowing my rolls, it's gonna suck,
believe in
but
you.
You can do it. You can do it.
at least somebody does, because I sure don't. Do you?
10.
10?
No.
10. I love their delivery of that.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, as expected.
So,
Okay,
question:
hitting the wall.
Did the ward
Just got a
stay on the
test.
door?
I'm sorry.
Did the ward stick?
Did it stick to the door?
Yeah. Didn't you cast it on the door?
I did.
Or the glyph? The glyph. I'm sorry, was on the door.
Yeah.
If they bust through the door, my hope is that the first one that breaks the door down is going to trigger the glyph and be paralyzed.
And then block the doorway so the others can't get by.
Huh?
That look on your face. I saw that smirk. Don't think I didn't see that smirk, Severick. I saw it. I super duper saw it. Okay.
You
No
mean
clue
his
what the fuck you're
reaction to
talking
most times I speak?
I saw that. It is a good plan. We have a table in the way. Ooh! I have an idea. Okay, great, perfect. I have an idea for next turn.
Lalathrun.
Yeah. Lathrint is going to spin his course over the blade, gonna bring up some dirt, and it shoots into the hole. And I'm gonna cast Walking Bomb on the one in front.
Man, I had a feeling that was gonna.
Yes.
Now I kind of just want. Am I in mind's eye?
Ooh, what
Oh
is that?
no! Those rolls.
We're
Triple.
cruising.
What the?
Triple
That-
ones.
Hmm.
I
What-
I think
we
that
can't roll
qualifies
above.
for a mishap, does it not? Is it a
can't.
Oh man. Okay.
The
I've got
Lathrint
this. I've done this 1,000 times. Oh shit!
Whoop.
This is totally normal, he says, gluing.
Oh man, what happens with the mishaps? What are those? What options do we have?
I know that's
Is
not
this
happened
a-
before.
I was gonna
Not
say, is this
happened.
our first mishap?
It is. It is.
Good job. I did it on the dangerous thing.
Okay. I need you to roll me. Let's see. No, I don't. This is a 1 on the dragon die. Mundrain. You're going to lose mana equal to twice the spell's original cost, in addition to the initial cost of it. So whatever the spell cost is times 3.
Oh god.
Ugh,
Okay. So
gross.
Poor little Lathrint. It was.
So if we survive
Well-
this, we're gonna have to sit down and rest.
they lose health or magic.
Mana points. So
Okay, that's
Okay.
not too bad.
no.
I can just
They
took
can
some
take a
mana
nap.
points out of them, but that's fine. I was like, this normally works.
I swear.
I don't know what happened.
This place is obviously warded.
Ishar, this never happens. I swear.
There's wards everywhere. I can see them. That's my turn.
It's not normally like this.
Not normally
It's
like
not
this,
normally
Ishara.
like this.
Promise you.
That happened to me before. I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous.
Oh,
Performance anxiety with magic.
Uh,
I think Ashara will step back next to Alwyn here and lob a dagger through the door.
Nice.
Good luck.
Well, she's gonna save all our
Yeah.
asses.
Yeah. I think that's definitely going to hit.
Let's just all let her lead the fights from now on,
Right?
shall we?
We'll just step back.
Just get a ton of.
You seem like you have it handled. Good luck.
First roll is a little delayed, 6
just
damage.
gonna sit this one out.
So this thing is reeling back from like this bloodied nose, like where its nose has just been flattened against its face from
Ah,
Murdy.
you punched
Um,
me.
So it sort of staggers a little bit, then looks back up, and then this dagger comes swirling past its cheek, cutting a long line across it. It rears back in pain once more. Filled with rage, it just begins to slam itself against the door. Let me make a strength.
Have fun touching that glyph.
Right?
Folk,
Mhm.
folk.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're in 2 yards of the glyph, they've got to make a Constitution test versus my spell power, which is 13.
Constitution. Okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Oh, I think that's a pass.
14.
Yeah.
Dang it.
And the other one can't get to the door because it's locked from the other person standing there. So that'll be the end of their turn. So it'll be Murdy.
What happened to all
Alright.
that awesome stuff?
Murdy. Gets the idea that they need to come through the door. So she is going to. I got this table here that I've been like standing on. I hop down to the back side of it, and I'm going to. Ready, Freddy? I'd like to pick it up and take a few steps back and just wait for them to come through the door.
Okay.
Smash.
I'm gonna need to make a big old check on this. I know.
Yeah, most likely.
Are you going to flip a table on them? Is that
I'm
what
going to
hearing?
smash this on with whatever. Yeah, yes, I'm gonna flip a table on them basically, but I gotta get them in the room first.
This table for flipping purposes only.
Okay, what do I have? What do I have? Okay,
Birdie smash.
goodies. All right, all we can do. This is just everybody cross your fingers. Nope, I rolled 2 ones. That's like a 10.
Let me play a little bit of fun here.
Man, what is with?
Why
our
do we
rolls
suck today?
I know our rolls today are just. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's
We're
okay.
supposed to die, apparently.
So,
Apparently.
Yep.
you jump off the side of the table and begin to lift it up. And unfortunately, where you've lifted up, you can feel the wood like begin to give on either side of it. You like lift the center part of this table up, and it just cracks around you.
You can still hit them with part of the table.
Damn.
It's in pieces.
I grab a bench.
Now you can hit them 3 times.
I go, damn. I want to make sure they can get in the room. So worst case scenario, as it cracks and breaks, I want to kind of tump the 2 sides away. And you just watch her start for a bench or something to smash against her face for next turn.
Lilith.
I am going to attempt to shoot again.
Let's see how it goes.
Hey!
That will be a hit.
Did we roll it? There we go. Oh, I rolled it twice. Well, I was going to use some of stun points to do another d6 of damage.
Okay, go for it.
So I will take both of those rolls. And then I have 6 stun points, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That first arrow, you see it knock back into the skull of this thing right below its eye, and see it fall to the side.
So I will use the remaining of mine to rapid reload and then lightning attack on the one behind it.
Wonderful.
And that is a
That's 10, I believe.
10.
So that attack will not strike.
Alright. But hey, one's gone, so cool. Yeah, I will just remain in back, arrow ready.
Okay. Almond.
I think I'm just gonna point through the gap in the door and cast a vulnerability hex on the one I can see.
Nice.
Okay.
Love that you have a flipping table emote.
And
That's just Twitch defaults, man.
I just didn't even know there was a flip table. I'm so here for that.
I need to make a magic thing. Is that right?
No, I guess they just get that.
Oh.
They just take it.
Yup.
Okay.
So -1 to defense and -2 versus spell power. Whenever they have
That's-
to do an ability test.
Well, that sucks. Okay.
Good.
I mean, for
That's
some
the point.
people.
You don't have to agree with it to like it. Okay, so that spell goes off. Anything else for your turn?
I don't think so. Oh, and actually on rereading it, they need to make a magic test versus my spell power.
Okay, that's what I thought I read there.
Yeah. If they succeed that, they only get the defense penalty.
No, they do not succeed.
All right. Well, I think I'll just come hang out here with my son.
Okay. And it happens to be his turn.
Why?
So they go over and they flip up their staff and kind of hold it like a rifle, and then like the bladed edge just kind of glows, and then arcane lance just like shoots. Just like shooting at these things.
Pew, 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 pew.
What is up with this today?
No.
Does it hit with the weakened state?
I don't believe so.
They do- They only, they get a -1 to their defense and a -2 to ability test versus spell
I'm just
power,
like-
so.
I always hate doing this spell. Oh shit! Ah!
Losing
Wow.
control.
We are so good.
We
We
are
We
trying.
have
We are the
derped our way
heroes.
into this. And we're now trying to rescue everyone, and we're gonna need rescuing ourselves.
The
So,
worst.
Ashara, the hero of the party.
Right?
Step up,
I'm-
Come on!
Another dagger.
Come on.
This is her origin story.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
it's my
not gonna
turn.
walk out of this alive, but she's
Will
gonna be fine.
not hit.
That one won't. Dang.
She's going to step back.
Okay.
Let's go this way, away from the door that's now open. Well, going to be open here shortly.
I'm really excited for this.
Okay, what do I need? What's your little thing here?
For the paralysis?
Yeah. Constitution check.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so that's a 13. So they are paralyzed for 1d3 rounds.
Okay.
And they can take no actions, and they have a defense of 7.
Nice.
All right.
Is that
Got a
after
chance.
being like changed by being the hex?
No, the one that got hexed, I think, is dead.
Oh.
Or was it this one?
No, it was that
'Cause
one.
Oh, okay.
So that
Oh.
does that mean its defense is 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Murdy, hit
I'm
it
gonna
with a
drop
bench.
a table on it.
Okay, so it like runs forward, just pushes its hand on this door, and it starts to eke open slowly as it just stands there. And you see it standing still, completely like breathing, trying to fight against the spell on the door.
I turn around.
Strategy.
Is there anything else behind it? This is the last one. We don't see any others.
You do not from where you're at now.
Marty goes, should I hit it? It seems odd. It's just
Yes!
standing there. Okay! And she's gonna
you fool!
Hit it
She's
with
gonna
a table.
she's gonna take one of the like pieces of wood or a bench or a chair or something and just WWE it right into his head.
Oh my god, out of nowhere!
So this will qualify as an improvised weapon. I feel like I had
Murdy
problems
with
with
a
this
steel
last time.
chair. Oh my god.
Okay. The good news is it beats his
You
6.
hit it, so
It does beat his 6, so you just take that and you like it.
and you got one stunt point out of that too.
Hot damn! I want to do extra damage. Give me that d6. I want it dead. Ha!
Yes! Yes!
Wonderful.
I just want to.
Murdy's just going ham on this
Steel
poor
chair
thing.
in the face. Oh my
There's a
god.
crack and splinter of wood as dust flies up in the air, and this thing unmoving entirely.
Right.
Just hear the flesh separate its skull a little bit as blood begins to pour down in front of its face.
I almost feel bad, but then I remember it would have tried to eat us.
Anything else for you, Murdy?
I. That's it. Murdy drops what's left of the board, and smiles.
Hey, question. Since it is paralyzed and unmoving, would this qualify as backstab potential?
Sure.
Okay. So this gets a +2 to the attack.
Like idiot, but okay.
Almost needed it.
Yeah, you almost did. No, she still hit.
Woof.
Hey. 12.
Whoa!
Oh
That's
yeah.
That's piercing damage, so that will go through all armor.
Yo.
Okay. So I guess does a spell end when it dies? I wonder.
Still.
It's just stuck
Is it
there,
like,
but
you know,
dead.
like its muscles are so constricted it can't move even in death.
Instant rigor mortis.
Oh
You have to
no.
go and pick
That's
him up,
creepy.
Over.
So this thing just stands there as you knock back one more arrow right into the eye socket.
It is
Can't really tell
entropy
the-
magic, so I assume it's keyed to like life force
Life.
stuff.
Yeah,
So it probably expires when it dies.
you just sort of see it like move forward and land on the floor just inside of the doorway, and an elven form there has a tip of an arrow sticking out the back between these golden blonde locks.
Oh, well. We all did equally brilliant. Yes. Yes. All of us.
Yes.
Yes, very well done.
Yes.
You
Thank
alright?
you. I will. They look at their hands. Yes, I will be fine.
Those wards are strong. She smiles.
Woods, yes.
Elif is gonna like hold up his hand for Murdy to high five. Good job with the table.
I smack it with my gauntlet hand. Very hot. Very. There's a. Yeah.
Well, should we continue
Let's
on?
proceed along.
Yeah.
Yes. What a lovely welcome party.
Do do
Do
do.
we're moving down the hallway.
Is that what
Yeah.
Ben said?
Yay.
We're moving. Yeah.
And
Go
I
ahead.
will now that we have had some trap things,
Mhm.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out for them.
And either you can see that the door to your, I guess would be your northeast right now, is now open.
Okay. Northeast. Okay, so this one?
Correct.
Okay. Cool. I will take a little step forward until I can get like a glimpse inside and see if there's anything in there.
Mm.
Okay, where you're standing, you don't see anything except you see some, looks like some makeshift cells.
Okay.
Sort of banded together with chains and other various objects just to keep them standing at this point. You do hear the soft whimpers of voices
From there?
from that room. Yes.
One more step.
Okay. What you do see what looks to be like an emaciated corpse in the northwest there cell, and you see what appears to be a silver-haired Dalish gentleman who's sort of like just sitting with his back against the wall, and there seem to be two children also in the cell with him. He sort of looks up at you.
Elis puts a
around the
finger
corner.
to his mouth. And then like looks back and like motions. If he can see Olwen, he'll motion her forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She'll
Because
sneak
she
a
seems
sneak.
to be magic-y Healy
Magic and healing.
as opposed to magic-y Killy.
Yep.
Hey, rude.
But accurate.
Rude, but true.
accurate.
I heal myself.
Yes. And just
Not
kind of,
untrue.
Yeah.
Right.
And
What
take
is
a
it?
step inside going, there's some people who look like they're injured. I don't know if there's anything you can do. These look like who we were here to save.
Oh.
Right.
Kind of motion the rest of the party too.
Yeah. All right. We'll head in and can I reach any of these folks?
There's enough space for them to come to the cell doors.
Okay.
And also, as the two of you move in, you do see to the northeastern, the farthest cell in the northeast corner, it appears to be a hunched over figure with almost like graying, almost like necrosis has set into the flesh itself. This long dark hair, but it's got the lithe figure still, but a little bloated looking. And it's just like gnawing on something.
I'm gonna try to pick the lock to the door, the jail cell.
Okay.
Yeah. Olwen will go to the ones who look like they are injured and need some help, and she'll reach out.
That will
And
be
just-
a
Hmm?
15.
That's more than enough.
Jeez.
Murdy's gonna stay.
Done.
Yep.
I was about to say Murdy's just gonna stay in the hallway and keep an eye and an ear out.
Mhm.
I cannot heal people. That is not Murdy's forte.
But so it was for the cell with the old guy and the children.
Correct. I guess I could move Ashara up too, couldn't I?
She's just hanging out
He's
back there.
staying back.
Okay, so what you see, Olwen, is they don't look like they're so much injured. The man appears like he might have some minor lacerations on him, some bruising, but he doesn't look. If anything, he just looks malnourished.
Sure.
And the children are sort of the same way. They don't look like they've been abused in any sort of way or injured to some point, to some degree. You definitely hear like the crunching of bone almost now to the northeast as this figure just seems to be hunched over, just tearing into something.
That doesn't seem promising.
No, kind of the opposite of promising. Honestly, turning to the elves, do you know anything? Do you speak common, just Dalish?
The man begins to move from the cell now that it's open, if you allow him to, of course. Sort of stutters, steps towards it because he's so malnourished and used to being on this like hard stone floor that his knees almost are giving out from underneath him as he moves.
Do we have any rations? I can't remember off the top of my head if we actually like brought anything food-wise.
We did. We had
I would assume you would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of stocked up before we left first
Yeah.
time. So it's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
whatever's left over from that. And we
Right.
didn't really
Yeah.
find anything in the elf camp, so
You
Yeah.
took something from the warden's house too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
yeah.
I
I'm
think
gonna
Owen
get-
would. I think
Go ahead.
we would have offered them some
Yeah.
collectively.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, like, I've got some, like, more, like, I've got, like, blankets and stuff that won't have them sitting on the hard floor while they're getting healed up.
If you do hand him any sort of food, you see him that he immediately motions to the children first, and begins to hand off that food to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, Olwen will turn her attention to the children since it seems like Elith is talking with the man, and she'll give them some food and get a blanket around them and just try to talk to them.
Okay. So Elith, this gentleman makes his way closer to you, and he says, "They came and got all of us. They stuck us in these cells. They've taken most of the able body, and they've taken all of our sisters, all of them." And he sort of motions to the one corner where the crunching is coming from currently. Sometimes they bring him back like this, at least for a time.
Is there any chance of saving him?
He sort of lowers his head and his eyes away from you. I do not know. I think they fed them tainted flesh.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're going to get you out of here, if we can.
The children, can we make sure they get out first, of course?
Hopefully you'll all get out at the same time.
Shara will sort of push her way past you all into the door, and embraces the man. Speaking in quick Dalish, which Lalathran you would have picked up instantly. I'll grab this dude's name because I completely just forgot it off the top of my head. You pick up the name. His name is Aurelis, and he is the lore master for their encampment. She's asking about various different tribe members that there's there that are missing now. And he says, Mithalin spared the children at least. I do not understand why, though.
He says this in Dalish or in common?
In common, in Dalish to Ashara.
I'll say that, repeat it, and just kind of stick my head in and just say, I do not know if it was a blessing out of their goodness of their heart. Perhaps whatever they are doing only affects people once they are of a certain age and physicality.
Most of those that we found seem to be in their prime, if you would.
And you sort of see the pallor sort of drain from his face. I see. Ashara suddenly looks up to the corner and rushes over towards it, just standing at the bars looking in.
Ooh,
Mira! Mira!
Ooh.
And like this face snaps up in her direction. Lowers this, it looks to be almost like a leg of some sort from its mouth. You can see like the tendons slowly pulling from its teeth as it snaps back into place.
No, step back.
So you begin to pull Ashara back, who seems so stunned that she's shaking right now, and the tears are instantly flowing from the corners of her eyes in the realization. Elith, you see the figure sort of snap in your direction, just her teeth in your direction.
I snap back.
Is that someone you know, Ishara?
She looks over to you all, and that was my sister. That was my sister. It's my goddamn sister.
Oh, God.
What have they done to her?
Probably the same thing they were doing to the rest of them. but apparently sometimes they bring them back. I don't know if it's a case of it not working out how they wanted it to, but I don't know if there's anything that we can do.
Not until we deal with the thing that did this.
Relis turns to Lalathan and Alwyn, who are in the corner there nearer him, and says, "They took her several days ago. I could hear her screams for hours. They made her consume people of our tribe."
Oh dear. Do you know
What
where?
does-
Shakes his head.
What does this figure look like? The one who is making you do all of this?
She says, or he says, I'm sorry, some sort of jackal-looking creatures came and took them. And there was another with it. His flesh was all gray, almost like hers. He sort of motions up into the corner there. And jagged teeth. He had some sort of very, very loose, but I could understand what he was saying. He looked to be some sort of monstrosity. Not Mathalan himself, but some other creature.
Right.
Great. Well,
Either way, we're here to deal with it, so on we must go.
Yes. Perhaps you, Ishara, and these, and I say the guy's name, I can't remember his name, and
Relish.
these children, and Relish, stay out in the main hall.
get out of here completely.
I don't think they should go back by themselves. We do not know if there are any
Yes.
other ways for them to set their attack dogs on them. Anything goes to them, would have to go through us first.
Yes, you should go to safety. We'll
Right.
catch you up when we see this through.
So Ishara will step forward and take the two children's hands and begin to lead them out of the main hallway, which I believe was part of your all's plan, was to get the people out of here. And Dorellis slowly follows behind them. He looks to the corner once more. What of her? What do we do with her?
Yep.
Best we leave her here for now. If we can seal the creature, perhaps we can do something for her afterwards.
If not, quick death.
Yes. Mercy, one way or the other.
I understand. Good luck. And thank
Be
you.
safe.
Laughing kind of scoffs when you say mercy one way or the other. But like to themselves.
Murdy didn't hear any of that. Has no idea there's flesh being eaten in the other room. I'm gonna peek in this room while that's going down. Can I just eke that door open?
Yeah, let me grab it.
Eat the door open.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
Eat the door open.
You guys got
Fiber.
Murdy's chewing on a door frame.
I'm so hungry, you guys.
Where are the rations?
Okay.
Oh man, there were some rations that I was keeping for myself. I can't wait to. You gave them away.
So, Murdy, what you look into, it looks to be some sort of old storeroom. Very rotten sacks of grain. You can almost smell the mustiness in the air from it.
Interesting.
Doesn't look like there's much of use here at this point. Anything that might have been useful is long since decayed or rotted.
Okay. And then while they're just chit chat, what about this door? The other one on the right.
Absolutely. The one to your right or the one below you?
The one below me, technically.
Okay, so I'll make sure that.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
understanding
another storage
correctly.
room.
Yep. Appears to be another dry storage room.
Another dry storage. Nothing of interest. Okay, Murdy
Nothing
then,
off the top.
not knowing that this door connects to the next room, I eke that door open, not realizing it's gonna You know,
So the one to the north of
the
it.
one
Explode.
the one with all of my friends in it.
Correct.
Yeah. To see the sights to behold.
So you push the door open. Elith, you see the door right next to you begin to
Whoa!
open up suddenly.
Not shoot, but bow
Morgan
drawn.
puts like gauntlets up.
Hey, how's it going?
Are they eating flesh?
No, this one's chewing on a bone. But in general, yes.
General.
Yes. They're being
Uh.
forced to eat flesh.
And whatever done to them, done to them.
It's a whole mess. We
I
got
see.
the kids.
Yes, we got the children and one of the others out safely. We'll be leaving this one here for now.
Yeesh.
How sturdy does this cell door look? Does it look like this is something that they would be able to break their way out of, or does it look like they are contained?
They've been here a while.
They have.
It would appear that they're contained.
Okay.
You don't see that it's making much of an effort to try to escape at this
Okay.
point, though, either. So
Okay. Cool.
Come on, we're wasting time. Let's go.
Yep.
Yes, right behind you.
I don't even enter the room. I have not entered that room. That's a scary place.
I would like to check this door for traps.
okay, go ahead and make me that roll.
Perception seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Not bad.
16.
You start to make your eyes around the edges of the door. Spend a few minutes, but you don't seem to see anything that would be trap-like in nature.
Okay. I'm going to try opening the door.
Okay. Let me grab that for you. Let's see how quickly you want to shut that door.
Great. Wonderful. Perfect.
Pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Like, as soon as I see any of them.
Okay. So what you see when you open the door, Elith, you see a couple more of these jackal-like creatures sort of scuttling around the room, and another massive creature. Sort of, it seems he's like just left this altar. His hands are just covered in blood. And on the altar itself, actually, why don't you go give me a perception scene check?
I can do that.
Yikes.
But I don't want to see it.
That is a 13.
Okay. With the 13, you can make out what appears to be the body of Warden Tarodale. Or
Oh,
at least
joy!
what's left of it. On this
Hey,
altar.
boss. How's it going?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I will slam the door. I will. Does it seem like they noticed me, or do I feel like I might be able to close this without drawing attention?
That would be a hard one for you to tell.
I'm gonna attempt to, like, as soon as like I see something, I'm just gonna be like, okay.
I'm going to assume you didn't try to open it, like slam it open.
Yeah, no, this was like.
So, I will make a couple of perception hearing checks myself here.
Okay.
Does
I
not
can
appear
do a
that...
dexterity check to open it quietly.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. That makes more sense. than
Oh,
that one.
okay. 17.
Yeah. Yep, you're good.
Okay, we're gonna close it again quietly. Oh, it's a little cat.
Oh,
And I'm just gonna look to everybody and go, move that way. Back down the hallway.
What?
okay.
Back down the hallway.
That's not.
Come on, let's go.
Back up. Where?
I guess we back up.
I back up a little bit. Give some distance.
And I'm gonna
Sweet
just
cat.
like let everybody know. I think what we're after is in there. So if we have any preparations we want to make,
Right.
now is the time to make it.
Oh boy.
And then I'm just going to turn, draw my bow, and look at the door.
There's an angry look on the Laffen's face. I'm ready.
I think if I can do so at a... Well, okay. I'm trying to figure out how close I can get without being noticed to scribble another glyph on the floor. Because I assume we're going to draw them back to where we are? Or try to?
Question, in this storeroom, was there anything flammable?
Most everything in there is flammable at this point. It's so dry, rotted, and aged.
I'm thinking, like a barrel of that there said liquids, alcohol. I'm moving you again, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I like anything that could be tossed in and lit a flame.
Just gonna huck something into the room?
Yeah, I want to light that whole room on fire and burn up as much as I can.
I like this plan. While she's doing that, Elith is actually going to go back and pick up the really sharp, rusty bits of metal and see if I can jury rig basically a spike pit in between the doorway and where we are going to be.
How are you going to do that quietly?
But individually, one by one.
Okay.
I just want to even set them up so that they're angled towards the door if possible.
As you're grabbing the stuff, Maddie, I'm gonna say to you, are you sure you want to do that? Remember, this abomination, if it is, could be an abomination of rage, and fire could make it stronger.
Fire is not going to do anything. Nothing favorable to us.
But it's not about the big one.
Well, we're going to need to deal with it, and we don't want to make it stronger.
Yes.
Do we really think fire's gonna make it stronger? Rage makes it stronger.
Rage demons are also aligned to fire.
Oh, damn it. These are things Dot doesn't know. So,
Well, actually...
Dot, let me just tell you.
In Wikipedia 219.
Listen,
Well,
this is why I played the
Dragon
mage
Age
that knows all the
Origins-
lore.
That's okay. Murdy's probably still digging through stuff. If you guys say that, she may stop, hands deep in a bunch of things, and she's been collecting them and go, so we're just gonna walk in there?
Or have them shoot us.
If I have time, I can set up a glyph at the front of the hallway and we can draw them in, just as we did in the other room. We can at least guarantee that one or two of them might be...
Is this creature too big to fit through the
indisposed.
door?
It looks like
looks
it is.
pretty big,
Pretty big.
But
which is kind of why I had us
It's
move.
a very tight fit for it to get through.
that's okay, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why now Murdy's thinking, okay.
I'm not saying it's impossible for it to get through. It's just
Right, it's just gonna be
tight.
real slow. Maybe we draw the darkspawn down. Murdy kind of
Yes.
points back. Get rid of them. Same plan she wanted originally. And then we...
We've got a choke point right here. We might as well use it.
Agreed.
Are we not going to at least try talking to it?
No.
You want to talk to it?
Turning to Owen, is there a point in talking to a rage demon?
Well, they're not unintelligent, but you can't often reason with them.
I mean, I could try talking to it, I guess.
No, you should not.
I think out of all of us, I am the least rage-filled here.
I don't have any rage. As
We
I
have a
drop a bunch
discussion.
of shit to the right of me that we're no longer using, I just slop it over.
Oh, no.
I just fight with anger.
So, who's
Just
gonna
hold for-
draw him out?
Just hold for a moment. I only need a few minutes to do this. I'll slap a glyph down, because
Yep.
if nobody's gonna sort themselves out, we need to at least protect our damn selves.
It's true.
So I'm just gonna put that, right there.
Where that? I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna put it, right in the doorway area. Yeah.
I'm gonna put the glyph right there, right there.
Right there.
I just have to say, our glasses game on this show is on point.
Right?
We really, yeah. Well,
It's a
the
player thing.
casts,
Okay.
It's a player thing.
the players have glasses game for days. Okay, so
Yeah, because I think if we hang out in this general space here, we have the capability to like bop into these rooms.
Mm-hmm.
oh, you want to
cover.
stay in the hallway? I was gonna draw them all the way back to the back room,
Back to the backpack.
Yeah.
like to the very end.
To here.
That way that they don't know we've taken any of the, or we've released any of their prisoners.
Who cares?
Great, perfect, awesome. Murdy says, well, I can draw them out.
All
Do
right.
we want to attempt speaking to them?
No! Murdy does not want to talk to it.
I don't think there's a point.
Hey,
Puts us at an unnecessary risk.
sounds good.
Yeah,
Right.
so just kill everything. That is what the circle demands.
Look,
Lalathrin, do you want to go and speak to the creature? I would rather not see you torn limb from limb.
I can. This thing tore my people. I wish to know why. But if you all don't think I should, I'm not going to go against you.
I just know I can't talk to normal people well, much less a rage demon.
I'm
Murdy, Elith, cover
I have
us.
Oh,
right. Cool.
Lalathrin, if you want to go and speak, then I will not stop you.
Right.
But I will
I
look
will.
after you. She's gonna go with him.
oh Lord. Murdy says, just
Mom!
I creak the door for them first.
This my child.
I creak the door open so that I'm there because I don't have anything long range. I am my weapon, so I will be on the stairs to make sure that nothing bad goes down. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
As we're heading in there, she will reach over to Lalathrin and just kind of speak quietly. If this goes south, we need to retreat to the hallway. The glyph is still there. It will buy us time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Don't get angry.
Yes. Whatever
Right.
you do,
Don't
keep your
angry.
calm. Please. I don't want to have to end up sealing you. Do you understand?
We will if we have to.
I understand.
This job just went up to 11 in Murdy's mind. She does not want to be left down here. She takes a deep meditative breath and trying to keep calm. She does not want to be left with the rage demon.
All right, I guess we're gonna go in the room and have a talk.
I'm choosing
I
the
can't
dialogue
believe you're
option.
doing this. I'm
You're
choosing the dialogue.
Right?
We're gonna go reason with the
I
demon.
can't
That's
believe
fine.
you're gonna try to reason with this rage demon.
Do. Yo, what's up?
Yo, fam, you want like rage and shit?
Okay. Lalathrin and Owen, you slowly descend down the steps into this room.
It definitely would be in front. Try and be in front.
Yeah.
And you feel for the first time the rage from the eyes of Mathalan fall upon you. And Lalathrin, it seems like this creature just is a twisted mess of organic looking plates, almost like chitin that's sort of
Ugh.
grown out of his body. Almost looks right past you and at Alwyn, raising a finger at you, Alwyn. And you hear this pitched voice scream as it leads you. And Lalathrin, what you understand is this Dalish curse that emits from Mathalan, basically saying "Shem."
Even I know
I got your shem right here.
I'm going to I'm going to kind of shout out in like whatever the kind of anti to that would be. And just say Telefrian, and just say to this rage demon in Dalish,
Mhm.
the only one who is not worthy of clan is you. You have hurt your own people. Why? Cousin.
You see him slowly begin to move his eyes from Alwyn. And he sort of takes a step towards you, but not moving super close. You see, like, his left foot seems to brush something, and you hear the clang of a chain. You see where around the eastern side of the room, there's a massive link all around this glyph, looking very similar to the one Olin is carrying right now, which would have been part of that.
Does that look broken at all anywhere?
It's
Or like
definitely-
another?
It's missing a chunk out of it for sure.
Okay.
Revenge against all those who ever harmed us, brother.
And our people harm you? I doubt that.
Price that one group pays for the salvation of all our people.
Salvation. Your actions drag us back down into the muck. We do not need to face another war that we will lose. To hold true to old tales.
We are not the only ones in the war this time. The architect has said otherwise.
Who is the architect?
One of the Darkspawn, very different. He's aligned to our cause.
Our cause? For what? What is our cause exactly?
To reclaim our homes, to push the Shems from this continent once and for all.
And then what? Look at you. You resemble nothing of what we were. You have cast off everything that makes you Elvin. You might as well be Shem.
Damn. Okay.
Why are you making it mad?
Yeah.
Your rage!
You wouldn't like it.
Murdy around the
He's
corner goes,
angry.
and we're calm. And we're
Murdy's like,
trying to, like, and then you up and say that?
Okay.
well, they're talking in Dalish. We don't know what the hell they're saying.
That's true.
Right.
Just stay
I get like every third word.
You can
There's a-
definitely tell the inflection of my voice
Yeah.
is not good.
Yep.
Yeah.
There-
Owen's getting nervous. She knew Shem.
tension. There's a tension
Boy,
in the room.
Tension.
And you just see Lathrin just get more and more intense at this creature, and it drawing closer and closer to him. You can almost see like his
Yeah.
form's almost enlarging as it grows
Ooh.
closer to him.
Owen's gonna reach and take put a hand on Lathrin's shoulder very gently. Lathrin, be careful.
Go.
Yes. As it swells, I say, look at you. This rage, this anger, is not helping you. It is corrupting you. Hatred, anger, this self-importance. That is what drove the Shem to kill us. We cannot be better than them if we become them. Our ancestors would weep seeing us fall so low to claim something that we've lost.
We will succeed in what our ancestors never could do. I will take this rage. I will take my revenge. I will take my vengeance upon all humans that have ever crossed us.
And the only ones you've already hurt are our people. You have already betrayed your cause as you started. Look back. Look at what you were, not what you are.
Small price to pay for the help of the architect. Without him, none of this impossible.
Without him, you wouldn't have forgotten the teachings. We are free. We daily roam our homes. Our community is our family.
We are just slaves in this world. You can just feel like the anger swelling in his words as he looks like he's trying his best to maintain, not just ripping your head from your shoulders at this point.
If what you are saying is true and you do this for our people, then prove it. Do not harm me, for I wish to see our salvation.
Done. He was going to attempt to push you to the side.
I'm definitely not fine. I have a feeling. Hello, it's me, the Shem wearing a giant target.
Hello, it's me, human.
Human.
Oh,
Well, this would be
God.
my strength roll. You can make me an opposing strength or some sort
This
of
is gonna
dexterity.
end poorly.
Remember me well, friends. Tell the chantry in the circle when I'm dead.
You will
No.
go down as the bravest and the calmest.
Can I try and kind of bear with this kind of push and kind of I'm trying to edge my constitution, just kind of go against it
Sure.
if I can, just kind of stand my ground.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo!
Wah, 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 wah.
All this failed rolls and it came to this.
I'm just animating this bullshit right now.
Right.
It's like,
no
no.
friendship.
Someone was maybe empowered by this situation, Lalothric. You stand against the anger of Methalin, refusing to budge to his whims. And you see him almost trying to like reach past you towards you, Alwyn. This claw swiping and tearing at the air.
No. They have taken care of me when my people died. They are more elven and more of my people than you are at this moment. You need to calm down for anything to make sense to you.
Don't make the rage demon mad!
How dare you compare our people to this thing?
Caring, compassionate, wise, taking in a child that should have been cast into the chantry or the circle long ago.
We're taking a child to make it a slave labor later, so we can breed more slaves and keep themselves going for long, long past your death.
The people in the cities are slaves. But you ever heard the free people? You've only caused sorrow. No elf will follow you. Your kingdom will be a graveyard.
Then I will do it alone.
Is there some kind of check I could do to try and... Because,
Dissuade him.
yeah, or get him to at least try to connect with his past in any way.
Oh, man.
Connie?
Cunning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have cunning. I have communication.
For what it's worth, Olwen has been super calm this whole time and is genuinely so.
yeah.
Scared as hell, but
Yeah.
not raging.
Well,
Might have
that's
peed a little, but
plus.
otherwise we're good.
Oof.
She might have lost a few strands of hair when that thing swiped at her, but
Right.
you know, it's fine.
Is the weird monster like the dogs elves as well?
Know that they had been at some point, most likely.
then Lathrin's going to go to one of them and put their arms up towards it, not in like a threatening manner, and just kind of gesture around to its visage and just say, "Is this what you envisioned as we rise up for freedom? Cannibalism? I am no stranger to blood magic. I have dealt with the Fade. But this, remember where you grew up before the chains."
You see him look from you, Lalathrin, to the creature before you, and then back. See his arms raised, they begin to shake. In an angry gout, you see his fist slam through the table next to him, the wood shattering in all directions. Seems he's got his back to you for the moment, his whole form hulking as he's just breathing hard, perhaps trying to fight off something.
Everything going okay?
Shh.
I'm
Stay your
going.
hand.
Oh, you know what I want to do? There was a name that they kept calling him, right? Some child or
The
something
child
like
of
that.
vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be like an old Dalish tale, right, with the wolf. Can I? And I don't know. I don't know the lore that well about the Dalish, but can I tell a story about the wolf and like the Dalish and how in the wolf's actions actually hurt the people of the Dalish of the ancient elves? Because I know the wolf's actions actually helped our fall. So can I say that even in good intentions, these also hurt and also are following?
Do you want to roleplay that, or you just want to that's what you want to convey?
Yeah. So I think as his back is turned, I actually sing a song in Dalish, and it's a slow, kind of painful song. It's supposed to be played with like string instruments, and I just do this as I put my staff to the side of me.
Okay.
Eyes are closed.
Go ahead and make me a cunning roll, and I will add something to this.
Okay.
Undisclosed.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
Olwen is just making sure to keep the other two from
I got
coming in to the space.
Fine.
I got a stunt point that helps.
Oof.
5 stunt points.
Okay. I will give you a 16 with a stunt point.
Yes.
You let this song echo in this chamber. You see his breathing slow. You see his body turn towards you. And even in this mess of twisted flesh that Mythalin is, you can see the corners of his eyes are wet. He goes to move in the center of the link of chains. The rage will consume me again soon.
I continue kind of singing the dirge, and I kind of put my hand out and I gesture to you, Owen, for the chain.
She'll take it from her pocket and hand it over. I'm trusting you.
I lost my guy.
Do the right thing.
Oh well. I always trust you.
I know.
And I walk over, not even eyeing the weird amalgamation creature, and I go to the notch in the chain that's missing, and I get to the point of where the people wept because the wolf not only betrayed themselves, but in their ambition, the people. And I link it up, and I say, I am sorry.
You place the link back. There is a flash of silver. You see it almost begins to mold itself back whole. And then the entire circle itself begins to rain upward in this silver, almost like raindrops that collide against the ceiling and spray against all sides. Mathalan begins to twist and turn, screaming in pain and anger.
What is wrong?
He begins to move towards you, and you can see like the rage once again lit in his eyes, and he slams against the side of this barrier now that holds him away from you all. You can almost see his hands pull back, and you see chunks of his fingers missing in his palm, and just this black ichor blood just pouring down his arms. And the more he does it, the more enraged he gets, and the more pieces of flesh blow off the sides of his body.
I peek around the corner. Murdy peeks around the corner for the first time.
Are you dead?
Are we still calm?
Yes.
Calm. I guess I
Sealing
see
it.
this.
Hmm.
He's
Yeah.
calm.
Olwen's not really letting them into the room. She's kind of barring the way, but I mean, you could see around.
Yeah,
her
I
very
kind of like
easily.
peer, but like
Yeah.
I'm like, should we just wait?
Yes.
Okay.
Just hold. If
This
we
is
need
like-
to, we'll retreat into the hallway.
Yeah, Murdy she almost sinks. I imagine it's like a total like sink into the background, and she's like, okay, I'll wait. Just gonna stay calm. Yeah, I'm Homer Simpson, and the darkness is the bush.
I just
Edith
realized
is
what
gonna-
this is.
Edith is gonna stay like right behind Olwen, waiting for a moment that looks safe so that he can go get his boss's body.
Okay. So, as you all stand and watch as Mathalan helplessly throws himself against the barrier again and again and again, you begin to see the chunks of flesh, the plates of chitin begin to separate from his body, land in thuds, pools of blood around the floor at his feet. And finally, with one large leap, he slams himself against the barrier one more time, reaching for you, Lalothran. The barrier holds, and you see just a mess of gore, spray of blood, spray against the inside of this silver shell. As the abomination explodes, you hear the simultaneous cry of both pain and defeat as the two other creatures with you instantly fall back to the floor. You begin to see shapes that seem to emerge from their mouths and flow forth from their body, splash against the walls like fire before erupting into cinders and disappearing from view. And around Mathalan himself, within this circle of chains, you see this greenish cloud. It begins to swirl, almost like a storm. See the dust and what's left of the flesh begin to spin almost like a tornado within this silver shell. And there's a loud thunderclap. You see nothing more of the creature other than the bits of flesh at its feet, which now don't quite look the same as it did before. More elven in remains. You can see the shell begin to fall away. Like an egg is cracked, the shell just splitting against the floor, erupting into cinders, much like the spirits that left the bodies of the Revengers a moment ago had. Then there's a sudden swelling as the gate seems to pour in itself. And Owen, you can feel as if there's a large tug. And actually, Lolothran, you too can also feel this, as if the Fade itself has suddenly sprung up, is swallowing the spirit of this rage demon back within it. The whole ground shakes. What remains of the furniture blows against the sides of the walls, and you all just barely manage to keep your feet as you feel this gust of wind and pure arcane energy that's erupting from this tear in the Fade press you against the stones. When the light fades, finally, there's nothing much more left than some charred remains within this link itself. And two elven bodies, which seem to lay softly breathing on the floor next to you. The rest is quiet.
Olwen will pretty immediately go over to Lalathrin and make sure they're all right. Are you all right?
There's there's anger. This is like anger tears coming down their face.
Yeah, she'll put a hand on their shoulder and give them a gentle squeeze, and then turn them to face her and like look them over. Oh, thank the Maker. She'll just hug them.
Yeah, they hug you, like the staff drops and they like go in for like a deep hug and they start crying.
You absolute idiot. You terrified me. Good work.
Good
It's
for
safe,
you.
everyone. Come inside.
Elith is going to walk right by them, having their moment, let them have their peace, and go check on Boss Man.
Okay. What remains of Warden Taraldel is not much of a shell, if anything. You see strips of his flesh that have been peeled back. You see cuts deep in his neck, his wrists, and around his ankles, as if he'd been bled out slowly. And you actually see like cups that have been shattered on the floor with splotches of blood under them if they've been too hurriedly moved.
Murdy goes to check on the two breathing bodies. Are they alive? I'm guessing they're alive. They're breathing. Are they
Yes.
conscious? I'm sorry, that's what I'm looking for.
Not conscious, but definitely they are alive, yes.
Murdy turns to them when she kind of, checks a pulse, breath, whatever. She says, "Are we going to move them? We should leave. Standing round is not a good idea."
Yes, we should take them with us.
Murdy hoots one up and on both shoulders if she can. She'll carry them out for everybody.
Elith is going to carry out the Grey Warden.
Okay.
Olwen will give the look of the circle, like give the circle one last examination to ensure that whatever is here holds. And if once she's certain that it seems to be stable, she will gesture for Lalathrin to come and go through the hall.
Okay.
On our way out, Murdy will stop with these two unconscious elves on her shoulder and kind of point to this door, like with her head, like, nods to her head, and she goes, "What about?"
Elith did want to check on and see if she's
Our plan was to come back and check on them to see
Yeah.
if they were okay.
returned to normal.
She has not returned to normal. No. Does not appear that any sort of abominations, any of the abominations' rage has really filtered into her. It seems to be something more sinister.
Elith will take out his bow and put her out of her misery.
Okay. So you do coup de grace her. She doesn't really pay much attention as she goes back to, she's been fiercely, with a frenzy, just devouring flesh before her. Her swollen body now laying dormant the arrow knocked into the side of her neck.
Let's go find the others. Make sure they got away safely.
Agreed.
And put this place behind us.
Forever, hopefully. Murdy trudges along carrying these two elves, which I'm sure their fingers almost touch the ground, even on her shoulder as she lugs them.
She's not tall.
She's not tall, but she's thick. So she will get them up and out, but yeah.
She's strong.
Okay. You all gather out finally back into the sunlight, out of the remains of this ruin. The elves wait on you.
Oh, I never thought I'd be so happy to see the sun.
Let's go.
And you see some black feathered ravens that seem to have found themselves on the perches high above you.
I look up. Weren't they supposed to go away when all this was done? They were watching us before the...
Unless they weren't tied to the rage demon.
Maybe something else.
What else is there?
A lot of dark spawn.
The architect, maybe.
Does that name mean anything to me?
It probably means something to those of us who study
Yeah.
that stuff.
What architect?
Although they were speaking Dalish, so I don't know necessarily if Olwen would have caught that.
That's true, but Lathran just said it out loud for the first time.
Yeah.
I just said it out loud.
Yeah. So I still ask, what? What?
Some,
Is that what they
Architect.
told you?
Yes, they said that the architect was sympathetic to the elven plight, and they gave them the ability to do what they did.
Oh dear.
Some creature, not like the other darkspawn, he said.
That is worrisome. I need to report this to the Circle and the Chantry.
I should probably report this to whoever I report to now. I was
I'm
given
so
a
sorry,
location.
Edith.
I wasn't really given a person, was I?
You were given a person's name.
I was. Who was
Yeah.
the person?
Duncan.
Duncan. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Oh no, I feel so okay.
Oh no!
I just realized, so you're the elf in the first game. No.
Have fun!
Yep.
I will.
Hero for Eldon.
I'm gonna live forever.
God damn it.
Stares into the middle
you.
distance. Well, let's get everybody back to safety and make our plans and reports, as the case may be.
What are you doing, Ishara?
Well, she sort of shrugs, slowly rebuild, I suppose. The Lore Master and I, 2 children, these 2 folk. It's all the family I have left now.
You won't be able to protect them by yourself. I will come with you.
She moves closer to you and takes your hands. You don't have to do that. You're much too important to be stuck with us.
I want to.
She looks up as if searching your eyes, trying to make sense of your words and your intentions. Fuck it. She just grabs a hold of you and presses her lips against you.
Murdy goes, oh, she's the one that wanted smooches. Nobody wanted to smooch old Murdy.
I'm sure we'll find you someone. Ready?
Olwen's eyebrows just kind of go up, but she's just smiling.
How dare.
And Murdy smiles nonetheless. Smooches for anybody is good smooches, but smooches for Murdy are twice as good.
Any smooches is good.
Any smooches is good smooches.
Lathrin's first kiss.
Oh, even cuter. I see that video game moment where music plays in the background.
What you don't see is the people on the sideline just going, "Oh!"
Right. You're just like, there's this beautiful
Yep.
romantic moment, and then you pan slightly to
And
the
we're just
right.
like,
Right.
and then it's just like, oh, 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 oh.
Oh, I love it. Murdy goes, so what now?
Well, it
Well.
seems we're all going our separate ways.
So it would seem.
You want to come with me?
Murdy doesn't have anywhere to be. Where are you going?
Somewhere
Ostagar.
terrible, sure.
You're off to Ostagar, my friend.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Murdy nods. She goes, well, I can't stay here, and I don't think they want me back in the town. So...
Probably not. You kind of set everything on fire. I'm fully
Just
in
the
support of
road.
it. I'm fully in support of it. Don't worry. But you know, I can understand why they would not want you back.
As for me, I need to return to Lake Calenhad's circle. They'll be expecting me back before long.
So this is where we all part.
For now, it seems.
Well, I'm sure we'll meet again. It's not like anything is going to happen.
Well, you've a family to take care of now, Lalathrin.
Yes, it is. Oh
A
my.
large responsibility. I do hope you live up to it.
Have fun with that.
And she'll look to Ashara and just give a nod. Keep them out of trouble, please.
Sure that is the accurate statement. Perhaps the other way around.
I'll do.
Be
what-
good to each other.
I'll just mimic you.
You hear a small sniff from Murdy.
I grab Merdin and I hug them.
I'm not crying, you're crying! I say far too loud.
Try and lift you up, but don't, because you're like wet.
So I was about to say, I'm feeling like lifting up a bag of bricks.
I wasn't really trying.
I put a gauntleted hand against your probably very quaint and well bone-structured face, Lathrin, and I say, just, don't let them push you around.
Of course. It was great traveling with you. I hope we get to do it again.
Oh, Murdy's always out there traveling somewheres.
I shall see you again soon, friends.
And you.
Should you find yourselves in need of aid from the circle, give them my name.
I will attempt not to abuse that too much.
I make no such promises.
Of course.
Elith will hold out a hand to his two companions who are not going to be going with him. Good luck.
Owen will take his hand. And you as well.
To the road?
Yeah.
Indeed.
So do we bury the body here, do you think? Or do you think they'd want it back?
So like we're going the same way.
Are you guys carrying these two passed out elves, or like...
Elith just looks down at the body in his head and she's like, I really don't want to walk all the way there. With
No, we should probably give a service for the.
Murdy goes, where's the
Carldale.
cart? She goes looking for a cart. She's gonna have to
It's
lug
back
bodies
in the
back to the campsite. We end where we began.
Yeah, that's a good place to like pan out of.
Yeah. Oh man.
So if we pull our camera up away from the scene, we can see far to the south in the Kokari Wilds where the beginnings of the fifth blight begin to take hold. And somewhere not far from here, there is a broodmother who has been made
Oh no.
from the elven tribe that you all have just saved the remains of.
dun, dun.
No.
Well, that's fine.
That's what I was like. It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine.
I mean,
We're
I mean, we
fine.
wouldn't have a
Fine.
franchise without that happening, right?
right? So there
I
it
think,
is.
I think we've already discussed where everybody was going to be going after this. So.
See you all in the Inquisition.
Yeah, right. See you next game. Literally.
If I survive the events at the circle, I'll see you later.
Right? Holy cow! I feel like we're all actually just walking to our deaths. We just don't know it yet.
Right.
We're
right.
just a bunch of the NPCs that get wiped.
Got wiped out in the intro. Oh gosh.
Thank you for
Oh,
finishing the
gosh.
practice session.
Wow. Well then, are we all done, Saverick? Did we
That
do
would be
it?
the
Did
end
we?
of our-
Did we win the vengeance?
You have won the vengeance. Congratulations, everybody.
Wow. Yay!
Did it. We vengeanced, everybody.
We vengeanced. We
We
dragon
ven-
daged.
We took the dialogue option out on the
We
box.
did.
You did.
Freaking did.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I really did not see that panning out for us in any positive way whatsoever. So
No.
kudos to you because you
I
nailed
was-
that role play.
I was very much waiting for just worst case scenario.
Oh,
I was
And-
fairly
And
ready
then
to
be like,
assume
now
I would
it's
die.
3 against 2.
me too. Murdy was like, "This is gonna be like a thank you for that cheer, Azura Brosi." Yeah, I was like, no, we are for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. Murdy's gonna have to rage against rage, and it's gonna be the two of them in full on rage
like-
forever in the bottom of this friggin' temple. But
I was like, if Lilathrin's talk didn't work, I was like, well, Olwen's head is going to be completely cleaved off her shoulders.
yeah.
Immediately.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was like ready just to be like, okay, so this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna die, and then I'm gonna try and persuade the GM to let me do some blood magic and become my own demon.
That would have been amazing.
Man,
Yeah,
oh, man.
that's what I was planning. I was
Come on, fill that vengeance bar. We can retcon this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
retcon everything and bring the vengeance. Well,
that was only my dream.
I just have to say, here at the end, usually on the dot lot, which we're gonna do here, is a little after show. So we're gonna banter and talk and share some fun things. But I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here, for being a part of this, for Saverick for taking the GM pants and wearing them full throttle so that I didn't have to for a while. And for
Just send those back.
right, yeah, wash them please first. And and
Because I'm wearing pants.
oh, but also to just bringing Dragon Age. I'm not new to Dragon Age, but I'm definitely no lore master by any means. So it was very cool to have something that was a little outside my personal purview come to the channel and just like y'all just owned it. Like you started talking like Elven and stuff, and I was like, I am far out of my league. I'm gonna have a bad Irish dialect and be murdy. So I just
Hey,
really.
there's a reason I was a city elf rather than,
Yeah, I just have to say, in terms of the cast and the way that Saverick brought the world of Dragon Age, like, immediately, because we only had, we played 4 episodes, so, like, immediately brought this, like, rich lore to the table, like, instantly, just really, spoke to me, and I just have to say, I'm thoroughly impressed with all of you. So thank you for sharing your talents here.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
think I had
yeah,
to-
thanks.
Yeah,
End up
thank
cutting
you.
been
about
amazing.
This was a fun time.
25% of that game out just to make sure we can put this in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there was, like, so much in there that we could
I
have
had
done. Yeah.
so much more to do, but yeah. Had to
Yeah.
put it in the time limit, so.
Yeah, for sure. What about everybody else? And we'll go around and do outros and all of that, but
No, it was super fun. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the dynamic that everyone had. Like the young, ambitious like elf and like the protective mom and just,
yeah.
Yeah.
great. I really liked it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it's sometimes very hard in a super short adventure like this to establish and build some character bonding dynamics or figure them out in so short a time. But I think we did a really we kind of came out the gates with some things established pretty
Yeah.
quickly, and it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we do a lot of short stuff over here on the dot lot, only because time and energy and people's schedules and and it's always interesting when we can get like a really rich story out of a very short period of time. And
Yeah.
I agree, it's like we jumped in with so much backstory of things that obviously you've never seen that it made these 4 episodes just really really girthy. Yeah, Murdy said girth.
Murdy?
Did Murdy?
Don said girth. Dot said girthy.
Dot
Own
said
it.
girthy.
Own it. Clip it. Do what you want to with it.
Hashtag Dot said girthy.
Hashtag Dot says girthy. But yeah.
No, it was just super fun, and I really liked the just from the get go, like dynamic just towards your character Adam, if it's like from the beginning, like don't sing, don't do it, no, it's fine.
Just
Hey,
stop.
You need an optimistic character.
You need the character optimistic and dies sadly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I remember like the first episode, somebody was like, "Oh, you poor summer child," and I'm like, "He's not a poor summer child.
He is not.
He's one of those I've been through shit, and being optimistic is the only thing I have left."
Yeah, that's all you got. Well, now you got Murdy.
Yeah.
Now you got Murdy.
Now you got
That's what your optimism got you.
Hey,
Was
that's
a thick, thirsty dwarf.
That's a win in his book.
I would like to see what happens in the fields of Ostagar when those two take forth.
I have to tell you too, because when we started this, I was like, oh, okay. So my very first Dragon Age character was a dwarf. Surprise. I have a problem, and so I was like, I definitely want to play a dwarf for this game, back to my roots or whatever. But I knew I didn't want to play like the sword wielding, knight or Templar build. And I remember during our session 0, I was like, I think I'm gonna fight with my hands, and everybody was like, okay, and then I just kept like there was like silence, and I was like, then. Her family disowns her for such things because she chooses not to like fight the proper, dwarven way. So yeah, I really appreciate all of you being like, Dot, your weird idea. It's not too weird for us to play with.
It was wonderful.
Oh man.
Gonna punch a dark spot? Right.
Okay.
Anytime you get that opportunity.
To punch a dark spawn. Oh, she's been dealing with dark spawn for a while. That's half the reason she came out of the mountain.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's
It
a
is
problem
the
when you're a
best part
dwarf.
about playing any like unarmed character is getting to just like punch something in the face.
Yeah, or just like use. I love characters that can really use improvised weapons, not like at a disadvantage, but just like can use them. And so I wanted to make sure it was the
definitely.
hand-to-hand combat, which I built basically dual wielding because both fists, and then the benefit of being able to. I've smashed a fair share of things this game. I just want
You
to know.
have.
We
Yeah.
smashed a lot of things.
We
Carried
had
the
a pretty
entire, like,
solid,
wagon.
like mechanically, we also
Yeah.
had a pretty good makeup because we had, murdery mage, support mage,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
range, and
Range.
then Murdy, who just is a fucking tank that
Short
crushes
combat.
things.
Yeah, it really like every time we would go into a combat, it seemed to work out for us. The only time it didn't was when we got encircled in that camp, but we were just at a disadvantage for spatial reasons.
Yeah.
But
I was fine. I got healed.
That was fine. It was fine. It's fine. It was fine. But yeah, like it just it was crazy. Like our party was well balanced and well built, and it just made for really interesting. Like we got rid of those dark spawn. Like even our rolls were garbage, and we got rid of those dark spawns very quickly. So
I love that we burnt down like a barn.
We
It's like,
burnt down a lot of things
I'm
in
pretty
this
sure
game.
I burned more alcohol in this game than I actually drank.
Yep. Yeah, you
True.
did.
That is
'Cause
true.
you
It's
had
fine.
like
I'm
a
sure in the
split-
epilogue, Murdy's gonna make up for that.
Yeah, Murdy's going to steal somebody else's. I mean, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Murdy and Elith are just gonna be drunk for the next like 3 days.
Yeah. And then
Owen's going to arrive home at the circle just in time for the shenanigans in the mage origin story to take place.
yeah, man,
Okay, great.
man.
It's like, what happened?
I was
I was
gone
just
for a
gone long enough to kill some darkspawn.
I was gone for a week, and now I'm here, and everything's going to hell.
Yep.
I can never leave again.
I never leave again. Yeah. Hey, and it's a proper Dragon Age game because we got a little romance.
We did.
Yeah. My wife.
There's got to be
This is my
smooches,
wife.
or it's not a Dragon Age game. So, and we nailed it just at the end.
And we dialogued the last boss.
Right,
did.
right. So we got two check boxes. So
I am a big fan. Like, how often do you get to actually dialogue check the last boss?
I know.
rarely ever, and especially not in D&D because half the monsters you come across aren't intelligent enough to conversate with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like are just like
not interested in
Not
talking.
interested.
Like,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
I could see this would have gone very differently if we literally did not have a Baelish elf in our party.
Also super true, because Murdy was gonna burn that room up, so
Yeah, like if Olwen walked in there, we'd have been dead.
yeah.
Just by herself.
Yeah.
So I
We'd
hear
have been done.
you're a
I think
demon.
Elith may have had a chance, but not as much.
Mur-
Because
Yeah. Well, if you can't converse fluently in Baelish,
In
I don't know
Baelish,
how
yeah.
well you would have done.
I'm guessing it would have known. It likely would have known.
Don't
the
even
common
know my
tongue.
language.
Yeah. Die.
But there's also a chance you would have been like, "Oh, city elf," you know.
Yeah. Here, let me free you, slave. Have some meat.
Yeah.
Like, already did that. Killed him. We're good.
Aren't I good?
It worked out in our favor then. It worked out in our favor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give the last after show moment to our GM. How you feeling? You quiet over there.
Oh man, I'm on cloud 9. I'm also at the bottom of that because I'm really sad to see this end.
No.
Because I like to keep going because that's the way I am. I have no like chill.
Preach.
I had a great time. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I really appreciate being put in this position, especially being the first incubator. It was a lot of. I was like, oh, I'm just rerunning a game. It's like, oh, you're starting off a new series. I'm like, oh.
No pressure.
Yeah.
You did good.
You did great.
This was amazing.
Really,
Yeah,
it was
you did
really
great.
good.
And I will just say, if you guys ever want to do something like this again, just let me know.
You know, if we want to just play some more Dragon
Play some more Dragon.
we can see what the outcome of this actually was
Right.
after their leaving. Man, well, thank you. I just want to say thank you. I remember when you came and asked me about it, and I was like, oh, yes, I have a spot for you. Please come play games. So I really appreciate you bringing your talent, your energy, your story to my channel. So it means a hell of a lot to me. So thank you, Saber.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate you.
Well, it seems like a good time for us to go around and for us to tell everybody that's there in chat where they can find us when you are, well, not here. You know what? You're up, Saverick. You're first.
God.
You thought you were dumb.
Mwahaha.
I just talked, god damn it. Find me on Twitter. At Sabrick. You can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Sabrick. Actually, this right now is my last game for a while, because I have no other campaigns currently running. I do have one coming up. Not 100% confirmed, per se, but it looks like it's going to happen, and it's going to probably be a continuation of a campaign I ran like a year ago. So it's going to be super fun. Have some same players I had before, and it's going to be super awesome to get back into it if I usually do it.
Nice.
Otherwise, this is all I got. So I'll happily pass it off to the next.
I was about to say, you can't come on here and be like, I don't have any RPGs, because I'm gonna reach out to you.
Reach out to me.
It's like, oh man.
Oh darn!
My hands are already out here. God.
Like, I'll give you my Twitter.
Just
I'll give you
like,
my email. You want my phone number?
Yeah.
please
Oh.
twist my rubber arm
Right.
and pressure me so much.
I love
Oh,
running games. So.
More RPGs. Awesome. Well, I will reach out to you, and then all of you in chat are just gonna have to make sure to follow us so that you can find out when I drag Saverick back here. Adam.
hi everybody. How's it going? So you can catch me on Twitter, Thimbreus. I currently am running a Hjardo Wolf's Age, which is a Norse-inspired Ragnarok End of the World campaign. They're about halfway through, and that is on Wednesdays over on Thread Raiders. Fridays is Threads of Fate, which is like, we're almost done. It's been like 2.5 years in that campaign, and we are almost at the end of it. We started in Barovia, we went through Storm King's Thunder, and now we're doing some homebrew stuff. And speaking of Curse of Strahd, I am going to be running Curse of Strahd. There is if you go to my Twitter, there is a pin on my pinned tweet, a little brief description of the campaign. It is a little bit different than the usual one. Instead of being a group of adventurers pulled into Barovia, you are Barovians. It is set like roughly 100 years after the last group of heroes had been brought in, Barovia has descended from like a domain of dread to a domain of despair. Everything is miserable. Like Barovia, the town of Barovia has gone underground. Vallaki is stuck in a near 24/7 celebration that if you stop, you get.
What?
Yeah.
I'm
and
so here
Kresk
for this. I'm like, I want to watch this movie, yo.
And Kresk is basically under martial law, and the martial part of that is the mongrel folk from the Abbey.
Oh.
It's
Damn.
yeah.
I bet Kresk is gone at that point.
It's still there. It's just nobody really leaves their house unless they are ordered
Kresk.
to by the abbot, who is now the new burgomaster. So it was my first 5e campaign, and it is legit my favorite module. So if you are interested in that at all, there is a little Google form at the end of it, of the end of the little thread describing about what it is. So go check that out, submit it. I currently am sitting at 37 submissions. But
wow,
it's really cool. And like, one of the things about Curse of Strahd is that idea of like, you're trying to escape, you're trying to get out. And I really like the idea of having a group who that was not their concern at all. This is a group of people who have been like abused and tortured by Strahd for their entire lives and just want it over with. They want him gone because they need him gone for their people to survive. So all of like the races that the players will be doing are going to be like Dusk Elves, Vistani, Mongrel folk will be in there. Like Damphir, cool. Aasimar.
I actually, I'm in a campaign right now playing a Dusk Elf, and it's a great race. I love the Dusk Elf build.
It's really cool.
That's really neat.
So yeah, if you're interested in that, throw it in there. There's a couple different windows for time slots and stuff like that. It won't be right away. I've got like commitments for like a month and a half.
What?
So,
no.
On like some of the days, on one of the days that a lot of people are seeming to be available for. So I'm going to be waiting until after that. And speaking of that, the commitment is I am going to be starting a bi-weekly mini campaign with So Maddie Games, who is an awesome human being. He is doing a little mini campaign to play test his Sorcerers and Wizards classes that he made for Dragonlance. And so I'm hopefully going to be playing a sorcerer, hopefully Blackrobe, because they're the best. I know, right? Like, go figure.
What?
Yeah, what? Come again.
But yeah, so I believe that is on his Twitch channel. I'll be tweeting about it in the next bit. Tomorrow is our session 0, and then the 29th is our first session. So check it out. It's going to be fun. But yeah, go apply for Barovian Revenge, because I would love to have all of you people there. We'll see how many people. We'll see how big I want to have the party. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for it. It's a little passion project that I've been like sort of planning.
And you'll be posting about it. They can find all that on your social, you said?
Yep. It is my pinned tweet on my Twitter. It has a brief description of the campaign as well as the Google form to fill out.
Sign up.
So yeah.
And your Twitter link is now dropped in chat, so you guys can click direct through that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Jess.
Hey, it's me. Yeah, I'm Jess. Little Cup of Joe in most places on the internet, but for purposes of promotion, Twitter is where I put everything. Twitch is where I stream. I run a bi-weekly Monster of the Week game that has been going on for in excess of a year. It is called Omori High School Ghost Club.
That is such a good name.
It's such a good name.
It's basically like if you like Noragami and Persona and things like that, and you want to see anime teenagers with cool powers hunt monsters and hang out with a garbage can of a kitsune, that might be your jam. We just had one. Yeah, we just had it yesterday, so our next one will be on the 28th, and things are getting really, really intense, so it might be a good time to check in.
Okay.
And I also make games on occasion. I have a game on itch.io called The Land Whispers. You can find me at Little Cup of Joe on there. It is a card prompt RPG where you basically kind of go and settle out in the wilderness and discover things about the land and role play with folks, or by yourself. You can play it alone as well.
Interesting.
It is. People have told me it's very good and very chill.
Okay, cool.
But the goal was to kind of get an exploratory RPG that didn't require combat or intense drama unless you wanted it. So yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. You know, the Dot Lot knows that I'm obsessive about one-player RPGs and anything that's like a GM-less. Like, I'm all about those GM-less RPGs. So I'll have to check that out. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. And Pro.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. It's been super great. I love being on here. So I'm glad I got to play Dragon Age finally. So thank you.
Yeah, I saw that post in the moment. I was like, I'm on that. Don't you worry. Ask and ye shall receive.
No. But yes, I am Pro Starter. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all over the same name. On my Twitch, every Saturday at 1 p.m. EST, we run a Tal'Dorei game. Tal'Dorei the Black Banner is a twist on my take on the world as an all non-human party where I delve into bloodlines, social constructs on the kind of the racial structure, and some of the darker points of the history that is currently being explored. Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Everybody's links are below, or above, technically. They're in chat, so go follow them, go show them some love, go check out the other incredible things that they're doing. I'm Dot. Thank you all for coming by the Dot Lot today to catch the finale of this show. I've had so much fun. I kind of just don't want to let Murdy go. I can let all my sass out with Murdy, so I am sad to see it go. But I have some exciting announcements about things that are coming up. So first off, if you enjoyed this, we are still, we have another show running here on the Dot Lot right now called Heim, which uses the North Sea Epilogues campaign. It is a Vikings RPG, set of course in the North Sea region, and is an all-female cast. It's been a great show. We're kind of telling this epic tale over an extended period of time, and we've got 2 episodes left of that. So this upcoming Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern and the following, and we'll be closing that out. But I am excited to announce our next show coming to the Dot Lot after that. We will be running an extended campaign. You know, for me, like 8 episodes is extended, right? Or 8 sessions, but an extended campaign on the Dot Lot of Overlight, which is also a Renegade game product. It's a beautiful kind of psychedelic color and light based fantasy RPG. It is just beautiful. And I've been talking about it since Gen Con, and I've been planning a campaign since Gen Con, and I finally nailed my cast down. So Overlight is coming in April. I'll be making announcements about dates and things like that upcoming, so make sure to watch my social if you want to know more about that. What else I got? Of course, you can always find me on the North by Northwest podcast. We're moving into our 5th volume, which I'm currently GMing. I'm actually closing out this chronicle for our podcast. We're like closing the story out and moving on to new things after this. So it's a big time for us right now. So please check out North by Northwest. And of course, I've got 2 other places you can catch me throughout the week. Over on Unmade Gaming's channel on Thursday with the Coriolis campaign that I'm running for them. You need your dark sci-fi? I got it. I got so much of it for you, so come check that out. And, of course, my home away from home over on the Roll For It Network every Saturday, where we play Vampire the Masquerade. Another dark little story for you, as we are, trying not to fall into the hands of a Methuselah. It's fine. Yeah, so those are some places, those are some exciting things. But most exciting is what has come out of the coronavirus for my life. The good news is I am physically well, which is good, but my day job is at a theater here in Atlanta called Dad's Garage. You may have heard me talk about it. You've probably seen me wear a couple t-shirts. We're a comedy and improv house, and when you rely on large gatherings of people, right now is not your time. And so unfortunately, we've had to do a lot of canceling of things, from our annual fundraiser to our doors and shows. We've had to close our doors and cancel our shows. And so we decided last week that we will be launching a Twitch channel. and I will be managing it to start and producing it to kind of start. So I can tell you, as of tomorrow, you can catch me in chat moderating and managing the Twitch channel for Dad's Garage. Our Dad's Garage channel. So I got Alyssa out there. I'm going to be training her to help me out. She's been chilling with us today. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the Dad's Garage link if you want to check it out. What I can tell you about this is, one, there will be... our improvisers are basically filling slots. So they're making up their own content, and I'm just making sure it goes out to the public. So there's no telling what they're coming up with. I've seen some of the like submissions for shows, and they're gonna be great and hilarious. It's kind of just like an ongoing variety show for 2 weeks. We'll be raising funds. It's a giant fundraiser, and it's leading up to a digital silent auction on which launches the 25th, and then we'll be doing 2 live stream performances from the stage at Dad's Garage on the 27th and the 28th of March. The 27th will be Improvised Dungeons and Dragons, my personal favorite show and one of our top sellers at the theater right now. And then we will be following that up with Scandal Felt Street, which is our adult puppet-themed soap opera, which, again, has a very large and dedicated following. So lots of things coming. You can stay up to date on that if you want to see some live theater from the comfort of your sterilized home. Yeah, so just follow my social. I'll be sharing it. If not, go find Dad's Garage out of Atlanta, and you can find out a little bit more about what we do and why we do it. So I just have to say, I'm excited to be bringing more laughs to Twitch. In times of chaos, find opportunity. And that is the motto of my life right now and what I am trying to achieve. And so I'm very excited to be bringing this. Oh, I misspelled the link. I'm sorry. Thanks, PH. This is why PH is my mod, and he's always there and got my back. Thank you, Paladin. So check it out. Go click a link. Go follow it. And starting tomorrow, it'll be 4 p.m. for our first launch, Eastern Standard Time. We have a podcast called You're Welcome Hollywood. 3 of our, what I would consider best improvisers and best buds get together, and every week they mock up a fake Hollywood movie and kind of like mock up and review this kind of fake Hollywood. So you can check it out. It's called You're Welcome Hollywood, but they'll be, for the first time ever, streaming their podcast recording live. And then we'll kick off after that with a slew of other content, tons of stuff coming your way. So just, keep your ear to the ground. Hit that social. More importantly, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting streamers, freelancers. Go support an arts organization. If you have a ticket to an event that's going to get canceled, don't ask for a refund. Let them keep it. We're going to need it. Jobs are on the line here and people's well-being. So support an artist, support a creative, and go support an arts organization while you're at it in this time. Other than that, I'm going to say we all done. Oh, no, we're not. Saverick reminded me. The incubation that you see here is going to continue, the 4-week sets. I will do them a couple times throughout the year just because they're a little bit more work on me. So know that sign up is coming. But what I can tell you is that this has inspired me to open up Sunday Funday slots to GMs, to other GMs. So there will be one-shots coming for all of you to sign up. We're going to kind of complete what we've got signed up for, I think, through April. And then after April, we'll start opening up 1 of 2 slots during Sunday Funday for all of you to run something and bring and invite your friends to the table. So I'm very excited for Sunday Fundays to become that much more fun with all of you. So I'm very excited. I'm so glad I didn't forget that. So thank you again for everybody tuning in. If you haven't followed the channel already, please do so you know when we go live. And please know that every bit that was given today, every tip that is made, and every supporter on Patreon allows me to keep this channel running, the community going, and to pay the incredible talent that comes on here. So thank you all for your support and allowing me to do this, because right now it's looking like my livelihood. So thank you very much. Thank you. Until next time, Lot, go out there. Don't go out there. Quarantine yourself. Tell somebody you love them.
Stay in there.
Stay in there. You
stay
hang
in there.
Yeah, you stay in there. You tell somebody that you love them, and don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Until next time, everybody. Bye.